It's 1963, and a tractor manufacturer walks into Enzo Ferrari's office with a suggestion about his car's faulty clutches. Ferrari's response? "Let me make cars, you stick to tractors." What Ferrari didn't know was that this insult would spawn a $12 billion automotive empire that today produces over 9,000 luxury vehicles annually, from $200,000 SUVs to multi-million-dollar hypercars that can hit 60 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds. This is how an Italian grape farmer's son went from sitting in a war prison cell to building one of the most iconic luxury car brands in history. Chapter 1. From Grapes to Warfare. It's 1916, and Italy is struggling through World War I, facing economic collapse and widespread food shortages. In the small town of Renazzo, on April 28th, the Lamborghini family welcomes a baby boy named Ferruccio into their centuries-old grape farming dynasty, a family business that had sustained 5 generations before him, producing some of the region's finest wines across their sprawling 25-acre vineyard. Between grueling 14-hour days working the family's vines, young Ferruccio became obsessed with something entirely different: engines. While other children played with toys, he spent countless hours studying the mechanics of his family's Fordson tractor, one of only 3 in the entire region. By age 13, he could disassemble and reassemble its engine blindfolded, a party trick that would later prove prophetic. This passion led him to make an unprecedented decision, abandoning his family's 300-year farming legacy to study industrial design at Fratelli Taddea, one of Italy's most prestigious technical schools. But timing wasn't on his side. In 1940, as World War II erupted across Europe, Ferruccio was drafted into the 50th Motor Vehicle Division of the Royal Italian Air Force. Here's where fate played its first card. Instead of being sent to the front lines, where survival rates were below 35%, his mechanical genius landed him a position maintaining the military's fleet of over 100 vehicles on the Greek island of Rhodes. Under his supervision, vehicle downtime decreased by 60%, a statistic that caught the attention of high-ranking officials. When Italy surrendered in 1943, Ferruccio made a fateful decision that would alter his life forever. Rather than return home, he chose to stay and assist the German forces with their machinery, a decision driven by his love for engines rather than politics. But by 1945, when the Allied forces took control of Rhodes, this choice landed him in a British military prison alongside 4,000 other Italian soldiers. Ironically, prison became Ferruccio's greatest engineering school. Within weeks, the British discovered his exceptional mechanical abilities and appointed him head of vehicle maintenance. Over the next year, he would repair and modify over 500 military vehicles, gaining intimate knowledge of American Willys Jeeps, German Kübelwagons, and British Bedford trucks. This unexpected education gave him insights into the strengths and weaknesses of different engineering approaches, knowledge that would soon help him build his first empire. By the time he was released in 1946, at age 30, Ferruccio had transformed from a simple grape farmer into one of the most experienced mechanical engineers in post-war Italy. He returned home with nothing but his tools and blueprints sketched on prison notepaper, but his mind was racing with ideas that would revolutionize Italian industry. Chapter 2. The Tractor Revolution. When Ferruccio returned to Italy in 1946, he found his high school sweetheart, Clelia Monti, waiting, and they quickly married. But the country he came home to was in ruins. Post-war Italy was facing 50% unemployment, with fuel prices soaring 300% above pre-war levels. For farmers, buying a tractor was impossible. A new Fiat model cost more than most earned in 5 years. This crisis sparked Ferruccio's first innovation. Using his military knowledge, he bought 6 surplus Morris engines from British military auctions for just $100 each. His breakthrough? Modifying them to run on 2 types of fuel: expensive petrol to start, then switching to cheaper diesel. This hybrid system cut operating costs by 70%, making mechanized farming accessible to average farmers for the first time. Betting everything on his vision, Ferruccio convinced his father to mortgage their ancestral vineyard for a 2 million lire loan about $150,000 today, to start his tractor company. Then tragedy struck. Clelia died during childbirth, leaving Ferruccio a widowed single father. But rather than break him, the loss fueled his determination. His first tractor, the Lamborghini DLA Super 35, revolutionized the industry. Priced at just 1.5 million lire, $65,000 today, it was half the cost of competitors. Its innovative 2.2-liter three-cylinder engine could hit 15 miles per hour, blazing fast for 1948, while using 40% less fuel than other tractors. Orders flooded in. His success allowed him to indulge in his true passion, high-performance cars. He owned 7 Ferraris, worth over 4 billion lire, $175 million today. In 1963, Ferruccio's garage housed over $2 million worth of luxury cars, including 7 Ferraris, one for each day of the week. But there was a problem. The clutches kept breaking. Being an engineering genius who manufactured his own tractor clutches, Ferruccio discovered something fascinating. Ferrari was using the same clutch design as his tractors, but with inferior materials. The pivotal moment came when Ferruccio arranged a meeting with Enzo Ferrari himself. Inside Ferrari's office in Maranello, Ferruccio explained the clutch issue and offered his expertise. Ferrari's response would change automotive history. "You are a tractor driver. You are a farmer. You shouldn't complain driving my cars because they're the best cars in the world." Humiliated but determined, Ferruccio assembled an elite team that reads like an Italian automotive dream roster. Giotto Bizzarini, Ferrari's former chief engineer who designed the legendary 250 GTO. Giampaolo Dallara, the aeronautical genius behind Maserati's racing success. Franco Scaglione, the designer of Alfa Romeo's iconic 33 Stradale, with an initial investment of 500 million lire, 7.5 million today, Ferruccio gave them an impossible task: build a Grand Tourer superior to Ferrari in just 120 days. The result was the 350 GT, a V12 masterpiece, producing 400 horsepower, capable of 155 miles per hour, and reaching 60 miles per hour in 6.8 seconds. When unveiled at the 1964 Geneva Auto Show, it sold out its entire 120-unit production run at $18,000 each, $157,000 today, before the show ended. The brand's iconic bull logo wasn't just about power. It reflected Ferruccio's zodiac sign, Taurus, and his passion for Spanish fighting bulls. Each model would be named after famous bulls, starting with the legendary Miura, inspired by Don Eduardo Miura's prized fighting bulls. Chapter 4. The Birth of the Supercar. In 1966, Lamborghini shocked the world with the Miura, the first mid-engine supercar. Initially developed in secret, against Ferruccio's wishes, the engineering team's radical design placed a 370 horsepower V12 engine sideways behind the driver. This revolutionary layout would define supercars for decades to come. The Miura hit 177 miles per hour, making it the world's fastest production car. Priced at $20,000, $170,000 today, all 338 units sold out instantly. Its success launched Lamborghini into automotive legend, with the Islero, 225 units, Espada, 240,000 units, and Jarama following in quick succession. But the 1970s brought crisis. The global oil crisis sent fuel prices soaring 400%. By 1974, Ferruccio was forced to sell 51% of his company to Swiss investors Georges-Henri Rossetti and René Leimer. Within months, he sold his remaining stake and retired to his vineyard. Yet from this turmoil emerged Lamborghini's most iconic creation, the Countach. With its revolutionary scissor doors and spacecraft design, it reached 187 miles per hour and hit 60 miles per hour in 5 seconds. Despite costing $50,000, $275,000 today, the Countach's 16-year production run saw nearly 2,000 units sold. Chapter 5. Rebirth under the Bull. By 1987, Lamborghini had passed through multiple owners before landing with Chrysler for $25 million. The Diablo emerged, a 485 horsepower beast that reclaimed the world's fastest car title. But Chrysler's American salvation came in 1998 when Volkswagen Group acquired Lamborghini for $110 million. Under German precision and Italian passion, Lamborghini entered its golden age. The Murcielago and Yardo combined generated over $5 billion in sales. The Reventon became their first million-dollar car, with only 20 units produced. Today, Lamborghini produces 3 core models. Their latest flagship, 101 horsepower hybrid supercar. Huracán, a 631 horsepower entry-level supercar doing 0-60 in 2.5 seconds. Urus, a 641 horsepower SUV that outsells all their other models combined. From selling 120 cars in 1964 to over 9,000 units in 2022, Lamborghini has transformed into a $12 billion luxury empire. Their waiting list stretches 3 years, and limited editions sell out before being announced. Not bad for a tractor maker who just wanted to fix a clutch.